Let's start the new year in the right way with a drawing of the first ever Marvel character I saw on the big screen, Eric Brooks, but you might know him as Blade. These films break the mold of comic book films, in which the movies were actually better than the source material. There's certain physical features in Wesley Snipes' portrayal that they absolutely nailed, so that's exactly who we're going to draw today. Right, so let's get a reference image. I actually used arguably the worst of the trilogy to get a reference image. This scene in particular in Blade Trinity, his hair, tattoos and eyes are in perfect perspective and high definition. Plus, I feel the scene really captures his vulnerabilities. So I printed out the reference image onto a piece of paper the same size I'm going to work at, and then I drew a grid over the top in pencil. When drawing a face at this size, the grid is by far the most accurate method to work with in my opinion. You just copy each cell one by one. I always find it takes a little while to get going, but once you get into the flow, it can be quite quick to get the rough sketch down. Just don't overcommit too early on. Make sure you work nice and light. So let's start with some colour. I'm using a nice big variety of different colour pencils. My favourite for flesh tones are usually Faber-Castell Polychromos. They're soft, but they're not too soft, so you can build up the layers quite steadily. But today I'm kind of using a mishmash of a bunch of different brands, as there's so many different tones going on in the reference image. I'm trying to concentrate on one cell of the grid at a time, and gradually spill out over onto the next. I mentioned earlier how I love how this image evokes Blade's tumultuous upbringing and his lonely existence. He wears sunglasses most of the time, but I feel his eyes carry his emotion, and drawing him without glasses gives his piece more of a deeper meaning. I haven't actually found a reference image for his shoulders and chest area yet. I think I'm going to have to blag that one in part 2. I'm also tempted to add a classic Blade red background. I'll see how I feel, but that's the hard bit done. I think I'm around 15 hours in. Hope you like it so far.